place. No matter. Let me go ahead and launch. Once we get Age of Empires up, we should be fine. Go ahead before we start, message Aja as well. Age of Empires today, please. Lovely. So I should have all the games prepped. I think I don't need to worry about switching over patch. Be fine. But we'll check just in case. Let me move this over here. Capture age and refresh. See. Okay, so Sark and Hannes can be done normally, and Neo and Hipla can be done with this. Okay, so I don't need to restart anything here between sets. We should be just fine. Go ahead and close that. Let me go ahead and load up game 1 here immediately. Nope, I want this one. Nope, I want this one. Shit, wrong game. Fine, well, I'll fix it before we start. How is everyone doing? Everyone's having a great evening. Have you warned the players who are casting this? Yes, I did post in the tournament's the streamer information channel for untagged both players, so they should know that we are casting this. If anybody's interested in co-casting, Jurgen or Kev or anyone really, feel free. I always allow. Let me go ahead and preemptively jump into the tournament the casting channel, in case somebody wants to join in. So I have the game set up and ready. Let's have a look here. So I was supposed to do it yesterday, but we did Kev and so-called instead live, and it was pretty late afterwards. So we're starting off with Resbou versus Chpstx. Yeah, sure thing, Jurgen. Take your time. Let me go ahead go through the map draft real quick. So Resbou goes ahead and bans Socotra. Chpstx bans Boglands. Resbou takes Crater Lake for their home map. And Chpstx takes Pacific Islands for the home map. And the admin picks Scandinavia for map 1. For the civs, the Incas are banned by Resbou. Chpstx bans the Franks and the Portuguese. And Resbou bans the Bohemians. And goes on to pick the Vikings as their first Vic, channeling his inner Jorgen. Chpstx now going with Khmer and Sicilians for their picks. And Resbou following up with the Armenians. We now see the admin picks. For the players, we have the Goths, Burmese, and Huns for Resbou, with the Ethiopians, Chinese, and Lithuanians for Chpstx. These are the civs. These are the maps. We'll be starting off on Scandinavia. Let me go ahead, switch over to Capture Age, and we can get started casting the game. Here we go. Scandinavia is up and running. Let me go ahead and get started. We should talk about it here a little bit. So we have Resbou playing the Huns. Let me remove the music because I don't want to listen to that. And Chpstx went with Khmer for game 1 here on Scandinavia. Have to see what they come up with. An interesting Scandinavia map starting placement. This is probably one of the generations where the players are actually far away from each other rather than right next to each other. Resbou tried to build a house with the Huns. You going for his standard build. So let's have a look. We have forward gold here for Resbou, some gold on the side as well, stone and gold in the back. We have the herdables as usual, and the extra hunt on the side. We have the 3 boars in good positions here for Resbou. It seems like Resbou has a good starting location. As for Chpstx, we have the gold forward, stone forward. Hey, Chpstx, welcome. Main gold forward as well, but he has also some nice gold and stone on the back. Large massive hunt located in one small area in the back, nicely positioned, and we have the boars in relatively good positions to start off with. I'm doing good, Chpstx. Hope you're doing well. Right on time. We just about got started. I do apologize. I was meant to do this yesterday. However, the time got ahead of me and I did not get to cast it yesterday. So we're doing it today first thing instead. So we have a decent amount of time, to my knowledge, because it's only 7, and in 3 hours we will be doing the admin 2v2 best of 3 for the playoff maps. So once that is done, I should have enough time to cast all 3 sets today, so we'll have to see how that goes. Hello, Binny! Welcome, hope you're having a good evening. Solid boiling in for Resbou for the time being. Neither player seemingly going for a water build. However, nope, that's just a scout. Chpstx with both boars under the TC already and looking to drop some early walls here. Today is better than yesterday. Always nice to hear, Benny. As long as it's getting better, you know? We have 2 on wood for Resbou. Resbou now is going to maybe drop a dock somewhere. Might be looking for some shorefish. Scandinavia, one of those maps where shorefish can either be very abundant or non-existent. Like, you can see, like, shorefish on this side, like, there's a lot more shorefish here than there is on this side. It's very interesting. Resbou, I don't know if it's coincident or pre-planned having to pick the better option for the dock here. I think Resbou sent this villager a little early to drop the dock. The dock does cost 200 wood. He does not have the wood to do so, and he only has 2 villagers on wood. That dock won't be going up for a little while here. Want to drop in for Choppy's game? Well, I'm glad to see you here, buddy. If you haven't seen it, Benny, my game, because I did play Chpstx as well, it's already on YouTube. So if you are curious to see how I fared against Chpstx, you can find it there as well. And there's the dog coming in for Resbou. Chpstx here going to mill the hunt instead, very smart as well. Oh, that's perfect, Benny, because you're gonna find everything on the YouTube channel. So I'm trying to make it as nice and comfortable for everybody to enjoy watching. And here we go. Here comes the attack of the boar. Resbou might be losing a villager here. Starting off with the first set. Will it happen? Nice wall. Not enough. And ooh, the aggro's right on time. Nicely done there. Resbou saves the villager. For an 800 elo player, I think that was a beautiful wall. Nicely done there, Resbou. Chpstx here thinking that Resbou might be going a little aggressive, walling in his resources. Resbou on the way up to feudal, so is Chpstx. We now have some fishing ships for Resbou as well. And we now go into gold. Chpstx does take the 2 extra sheep here that Resbou did miss. Scout is idle for some time. Let's have a look at the scouting for both players. Both players in a good, respectable scouting position. So far, not the aggressive Chpstx that we're usually expecting to see. Chpstx is a very aggressive player normally. Seems to be playing it a little bit passive so far. And Resbou now going for the walls to drop in, trying to maybe deny Resbou the early aggression. Look at that, nice walls coming in for Chpstx, farms coming in. Good to see. Why didn't you go for fish, Chpstx? Actually, kind of curious. Scandinavia is notorious for its fishing game. Not sure. Okay, just didn't feel like it in the moment. You know, I mean, I don't blame you. You do have the... You're playing Pacific Islands and Crater Lake. You have plenty of time to go on water later on. So we'll have to see how that goes. Utilize as much land as you can in game 1. We now have a stable coming in for Chpstx. 400 food in the bank. We might be seeing some scouts. Let's see. Nothing queued up as of yet, but we now have a blacksmith coming in. More walls coming in for Resbou. And a barracks as well. Chpstx did scout the dock. So that is good to see. Yeah, Khmer farms are decent enough. I wouldn't worry about Khmer farms, to be honest. We have bloodlines coming in. So we might be seeing the scouts after all. Interesting walls coming in for Resbou here. And we have Castle H in for Chpstx. And we're going knights. Nicely done. Not exactly. And now breaking palisades and now dropping stone walls. Emma would be proud. Stone gate, even better. Going for another wood line. Love to see Chpstx maybe wall off the sides here. He does seem a little vulnerable. And here come the knights forward now. And these knights get some value. We have spearmen in queue as well. And here we go. Knight is coming in. Resbou barely saves the villager. Thankfully he does have loom. And now Chpstx dropping a second TC. What? Chpstx dropping town centers? What is this? Where's the one TC all in? You're not playing like yourself, Chpstx. What's happening? Very different Chpstx from the one I played. There we go. We might see a first villager kill here. Oop, nice and done, saved, and the knights are forced to retreat. These 3 spearmen, they can take the fight. But better safe, I guess. More knights slowly trickling in. And Resbou now dropping a market. And the blacksmith's just behind to follow. More knights coming in for Chpstx. More farms, going full land by the looks of it. Give it 3 spears, an anime montage, and the power of friendship, but they can take any fight, yeah. And here we go. Chpstx trying to wall in. Oh no, the knights are in. You're not saving this villager, unfortunately. And then this villager will go down. And there you go. Chpstx takes first blood here. And these spearmen are still out of position. And here comes the knights on the wood line. Some more villagers go down. It's 2 so far. And villagers are saved again. But some value has finally gotten for Chpstx here. And Resbou needs to finish walling up his base before any more of these raids come in. We have another 4 knights on this side as well. And Resbou cannot defend from 2 different angles. Chpstx slowing down his aggression for a moment here. And here come the wolves running after the knights. No more knights being queued up for Chpstx. Chpstx still making villagers slightly ahead, but not by much. But thanks to the second TC, it is more beneficial. And here comes another dock coming in for Resbou. Resbou getting a good amount of food eco from water, just as is. We now have 7 spears in total on the field. Resbou now on stone. Chpstx is not gathering stone as of yet, and we now have a stable coming in for Resbou. I think I would have preferred to see an archery range, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe. I'm not sure. Tough choice to make here. I mean, I guess monastery would be the first thing that comes to mind if I was Resbou here. Knowing that there's a lot of knights on the field. Having a monastery might be a bit safer in the long run. So we'll have to see how that turns out. And we go. Finally, we have a market coming in for Chpstx. A couple more houses. And we still are open in the back here for Resbou, so we'll have to see what's gonna happen. Fletching coming in for Chpstx now. Which is very interesting to see. Pikemen in now for Resbou. And Resbou making knights of his own. You know, not the worst decision I've seen. I think knights is also a good decision. Whether or not we'll be taking any good fights will be another question. And here comes the 3rd TC coming in for Chpstx now. And here we go, Resbou now taking a fight. Can we do? That's 1 pike to 1 knight. I think so far that's a decent amount of value. I would love to see Resbou get some attack or armor upgrades for these pikemen. Try and milk out a bit more value from them. And here's the TC now coming down on the main goal for Resbou as well. More knights trickling in slowly. Resbou will have the resources for a castle soon. Though only 4 villagers on stone is still a little whiles away. Archery range now coming in for Chpstx. Again, at this point in time, Chpstx has not scouted that stable as of yet. He has no idea that there are knights on the field. And there's Resbou losing his scout to the small army. But here comes the pikemen and here come the knights. And will these archery ranges go up? Yes, they will. And Chpstx now walls up his entire base to be safe. And there's another TC coming in for Resbou as well on the wood line this time around. And now going for the archery range. We have crossbowmen and Botkin coming in for Chpstx, and bloodlines now coming in for Resbou as well. Not the house, attack the palisades. Attack the palisades. Break through the palisades. There you go. Hey, I transcend space and time. They can hear me from the past. And here we go. Yeah, just keep pressure. Palisade walls go down. You can't keep walling this off forever. Solid pressure coming in for Resbou at the moment. Chpstx's army is so completely far away. More houses coming in, not wanting to see the overchop, but here we go. These knights might be breaking in. Nope, Chpstx does send the villagers to repair. He does lose a villager to one of the knights. And now going for the mining camp. Just keep peppering that palisade wall. Try and get this one. Force him to react. Going for the house instead. Okay. House can go down here. Solid play. Can't complain. I would love to see maybe another stable. If you are Resbou's position here, you are going more knights. I would say drop another stable and produce a bit more. There's an opening here. There's an opening. Resbou. Chop should tell his opponent that he has 600 men and he'd be foolish to attack. Yeah, and here come the 600 men right here. Looking to find a way in. Again, Resbou almost enough to get a castle down. Curious to see where he's gonna drop it. Resbou sending his knights around, trying to find an opening in the back, perhaps. And here we go, the knights are in for Chpstx. Resbou does pull away his villagers, and he did send the pikemen back all the way from the front to defend, and he's now dropping a monastery. Good reaction there from Resbou, and now we have more TCs coming in for Chpstx here. Resbou takes a good fight, taking down 2 of these knights forward. Getting the value that they need, and we might be seeing there's the monks now coming in. We'll have to see if Resbou can micro the monks a little bit to try and get some value off them. Would love to see these knights in action. There we go, knights going forward. We'll be going down, but castle going on the hill maybe. Nope, castle gets stopped. Resbou chooses to change his mind. He's now dropping a castle defensively right in front of the gate. And Chpstx in turn now dropping a siege workshop forward and a monastery forward, looking to maybe deal with those knights. But here come the knights running from under this TC. Let's see if Chpstx sees this. And will he react? Chpstx does react. Resbou, on the other hand, does not, as he keeps sending his knights forward. Might be looking to take down some of these crossbowmen here. And here we go. Here come the knights. Running past the crossbowmen. Not looking to engage, but here comes the knights looking to take down the villagers. Skirms on the field for Resbou as well. Looking to deny the monastery, but the monastery will go up. Just in time, but Resbou does get a couple of villager kills here. And there we go, Resbou actually having more villager kills. Unfortunately, not enough villager production to keep up with the eco. Chpstx is housed, and Chpstx is now dropping a castle on the hill where Resbou wanted to drop his initial castle. Another archery range now coming in, and we see more skirms onto the field. And the knights looking to maybe get some raids in. We'll have to see if they get any value, but this castle will be going up for Chpstx. Army still in the back here. Needs to be careful. And where did... Yeah, all the pikemen are forward now, other than this one here in the back. And here we go. Here comes the ram, only to run into a knight. Knight runs into a mass army of crossbowmen here. And here comes the elite skirm upgrade for Resbou. Good counter unit. Trying to get some conversions on these crossbowmen. Interesting. And here come the elite skirms forward now. And pikemen should try and take down this Treb. I would love to see a mangonel maybe from Resbou here. A defensive siege workshop would do him well to try and deal with these rams and the large number of crossbowmen. And here we go, we have ballista elephants on the field for Chpstx and another castle coming in. But here come the knights. The knights might be able to deny this castle if Chpstx's army is so focused here on the forward. Unfortunately, not enough blacksmith upgrades here for Resbou. And here come the knights. Castle will be going up, but the knights do get some villager kills. Unfortunately, not enough as they start to go down to these ballista elephants, crossbowmen, and castle fire. And Resbou now breaks in from the right. Chpstx breaks in from the right hand side. And this is looking very difficult here for Resbou. Lost in the defensive position. Chpstx going full on rams at this point. Sending rams forward, and we have some monks as well looking to get some conversions. There's one knight conversion, 2 conversions in for Chpstx against Resbou's knights. We still have these guys here, and look at how much eco damage they can get if they can just rush in right now. But here we go, here come the ballista elephants on the side. Resbou trying to convert the ballista elephants. Nicely done there by Resbou. Ballista elephants will do really well against these hordes of crossbowmen and the rest of the elephants as well. We just need more conversions. There's another conversion there for Resbou, and he's getting value from these monks. But here come the crossbowmen inside the eco now. Resbou is looking to be on the defensive here, and here comes the knights and the light cav now. And they will be doing some damage to this eco perhaps. As will these crossbowmen. The TC will be going down here for Resbou. And there's the GG. Chpstx will take game 1. Very strong, aggressive play forward in late Castle Age, and as we're going up to Imp. Nicely done there, Chpstx, for your first game of the set. 200 pop. Can't get better than that. Go ahead and switch over to the civs again. So we have a win for the Khmer and the loss for the Huns. And that was Scandinavia, which means we will now be playing Crater Lake as game 2. So let me go ahead and grab Crater Lake. While this loads up. Hello, long name. Hello, Lixt. Welcome. Hope you two are having a good evening. Just in time to see game 2 here between Chpstx and Resbou. And then we will be playing now Crater Lake. And these are the civs, as you can see. We have for the Goths, Burmese, Armenians, and Vikings for Resbou. With the Sicilians, Ethiopians, Chinese, and Lithuanians for Chpstx. This will be Crater Lake. Let me go ahead over and jump to Capture Age. As we need. And as you can see, we have Chpstx playing the Lithuanians and Resbou playing the Vikings. Crater Lake, let's have a look. Lake in of itself in a good position for both players. Boat resources in the back other than the base, and Resbou dropping a barracks. 30 seconds into the game and Resbou is making a barracks. Was that intentional? Chpstx is making a barracks. Was that intentional? I'm very curious to know that. And like Resbou's the resources in the back, nice there. We've seen that before. I don't know if I've seen that before. Barracks in 30 seconds on Crater Lake in a clip. Oh yeah, we did see it. It was in Gratrang's stream. He did clip it. So I knew it was happening, but I wasn't there to watch the full thing. So I know that the barracks was there. So I'm curious, Chpstx, if you're still in chat, was this intentional? It was intentional, but you forgot how to do the build. Okay, gotcha. So we see the militia going forward immediately. We'll have to see here. One villager on food, a lot of villagers on wood, and Chpstx is housed. As for Resbou going for Vikings, with what looks like to be a more traditional build order. Hello, Neo. Oh, it's a mess for a few minutes. I mean, all of your games are a mess for a few minutes there. Chpstx. Where did the militia go? Where is he? Oh, he's up here. Wait, there were two militia. Oh, no, there he is, behind the scout. I was practicing the build we were talking about before for the show match. Okay, nice to see you guys are practicing. Unfortunately, Kasha doesn't get off until we actually get to start the show match, so we don't get much practice. But we have strats in theory. That's probably the best way to put it. You know, Guardian Sin, welcome. Hope you're having a good evening. Long name? The Lithuanian 3-minute rush. Very cool. You don't see that every day, that's for sure. And look at this. Here comes the scout. Will he see the rush? Have a look here. He sees that he lost his cow. But he's assuming he only saw the scout. He didn't see the militia. And he's focused here, pulling in the boar. So he can't really tell. But he noticed that he lost the cow. So he's now sending the scout back. And look at this militia on this side. I don't think he saw the militia, but now he should be able to see the militia. He's looking for the cow, Probably he's dropping houses. He sent the scout here to look for them. Not really worried about where they are. And there you go. Scout now takes the initial fight. Militia as well. Resbou should most definitely see this now. And as we have a militia under the TC, Resbou should understand that something is wrong. And he notices, he tries to pull back the scout back to the TC, and there's the third militia there. As now, Chpstx initial 3 militia are now forward, right at Resbou's base. And there you go, starting to take the initiative. Resbou does save his scout for the moment. And is now walling in. He's now walling in his wood line. Let's see what happens here. Here comes the scout and here comes the militia. Running past the wood, the palisade walls. Now taking the fight. Sees the militia, takes the fight. And retreats and walls. So we're taking the fight again. Here comes the scout now. Good fight. Only losing one militia. No losses for Resbou as of the moment. And continues to wall. Okay, we now have fishing ships on the field as well. I think that was a great reaction from Resbou using the Vil fight, because a drush is not as effective with militia until they become man-at-arms. Your villagers can take them as long as they have loom. And look at this now, Chpstx with the militia killing the hunt, ensuring that Resbou loses that value. We still have one boar forward here, and a lot of resources here for Resbou that Chpstx is just denying with having this military presence here. And here we go now. We have more fishing ships, and now Chpstx now going for a dock. Pulling in his boar. Curious to see what happens here for Chpstx now. We will be getting to Feudal Age shortly. Are we seeing Tower Rush, maybe? Men-at-arms in the towers? Initial push didn't get a lot of value. He only lost one militia. That's all that he got for it. So I don't know what else we can expect here. Trying to go to the other side of the wood line. He's gonna find a massive wall. Resbou now going to gold as well. Interesting. dropping some farms. Resbou on the way up to feudal age now. Chpstx still a little further away, due to him making the militia. Resbou, however, just has slightly more idle time and is behind one villager at the moment. Those fishing ships are making up the numbers for that food eco, and you can see Resbou dropping a second dock. So even with the militia rush early, Resbou still playing the standard 2 dock at the feudal age. Might be going for fire ships right after, we'll have to see. And Resbou now double walling, just to ensure that these militia and the scout do not get in. And Chpstx has 2 villagers on stone, which makes me think that Chpstx might be going for the towers. Chpstx finally getting loom now. And we have transport ships coming in for Chpstx. He's still gonna send some villagers forward. Okay, let's go. There we go. Feudal age in for Resbou. See, he's now sending villagers in the back on this wood line. Not a bad decision. Definitely not a bad decision. But here we go, let's see. We have 5 villagers going forward now for Chpstx, as he's going up to feudal age. And he's dropping some houses, okay. Not much aggression from Resbou at the moment. No fire ships coming in. He's going full fishing ships. He thinks that Chpstx is not water. And Chpstx now sending more villagers, 5 more villagers, to this side now. He might be tower dropping on both sides. And here comes the scout from Resbou. Does manage to get out, and here comes the tower on the wood line for Chpstx. More villagers now coming in on this side. And will we see another tower coming down? There's the market coming in for Resbou. Resbou does not have the vision for that tower. And Chpstx doesn't know that there's anything here, so he's dropping a tower on this side near the berries, trying to deny the stone as well, maybe. And we're now dropping a tower on the hill as well, on the stone over on this side. And Resbou sees the tower up now, and he's now forced to go around to find an alternative spot. And these villagers now gonna go back to up a lumber camp, and now going for the tower. So let's see what happens here. They see the villager building the lumber camp, they go for the fight, trying to stop the lumber camp, and now Chpstx dropping a tower on this side to deny this portion of the forest first. And here comes the scout trying to push back some villagers as well to fight. Can Resbou push back this engagement? And here comes this tower going up now as well. Can Resbou fight it? And there we go, sending the villagers forward to fight. Unfortunately, too many numbers are larger here for Chpstx than they are for Resbou. He does win the fight on this side, but does lose his scout, maybe. No, the scout is still here. And he's now forced to retreat off of all this gold and stone on this side as well. Forced to move off onto the left-hand side here. Dropping a mining camp on the stone and dropping a defensive tower of his own. And Resbou is going up to Castle Age. Nicely done. Ooh, loses the scout, unfortunately, at the edge. And there we go, now trying to shoot down this tower on the left. Denies this tower as well. Militia trying to get some villagers. Will they get a villain? Nope, one militia goes down, second militia goes down. And Chpstx now is down to 5 villagers on the forward. 9 villagers total, is 4 villagers on this side. And she drops another tower on the left here. And let's see, we now have fire galleys on Resbou's fishing ships, and Resbou's losing eco. Left, right, everywhere. Flushing in for Chpstx, which now means that he can target more. And this tower will be placed behind the gate to ensure that it does not go down. And we now have a forward market coming in for Chpstx. Chpstx does take water, but has not entirely denied Resbou the game. Resbou's still in the game, I would say. And Castle Age looking to maybe get enough stone to drop a castle somewhere. Question is, where would Resbou have to drop the castle? I would say maybe delete these palisades here and drop the castle right here in the center. And if you get Fletching and Botkin should range both towers and regain you this territory back. This tower is in a good spot. It's keeping this safe for now. So I wouldn't press that too much. And Chpstx going to Castle Age as well. And now Chpstx is going to be very scary as the Lithuanians in Castle Age, because once he starts grabbing relics, if he starts going for the relics, he's getting the free extra attack bonuses on his cab. So that will be a problem for Resbou in the long run. But now Resbou dropping some long ships, the Viking unique unit on water. And he's now dropping a tower on the gold. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm gonna be honest. I would have rather saved up the extra 100 stone and dropped the castle instead. Because that way you can at least make some Vikings or a decent infantry unit to take down what's left of these towers and actually fight off the knights. Because the Vikings, you can get the unique deck where you get an extra what was it, +4 or +5 bonus against the cavalry units. So I think Vikings, like dropping a castle and actually going Vikings here, may have been the better play rather than dropping the tower. And here comes the long ships. Resbou will try to micro a little here, as we can see, pulling the fire ship away from the dock. Nicely done, going for the second fire ship. And Resbou might be able to take back water here momentarily. We'll have to see. Unfortunately, Resbou is idling a little bit of his eco. And there we go, another tower in for Chpstx. And we now have a forward siege workshop and a forward castle for Chpstx as well. And that castle is not ideal for Resbou, unfortunately. +5, but 600 food and 450 gold. Yeah, but like in the long run, again, you're still in early Castle Age. Vikings here will still do well against the knights. However, once you get later on, if Chpstx starts going for more relics and pushes that down that line, then yes, getting that unique deck for the Vikings will be beneficial, I would have to say.
But is it realistic to get a castle up for the Viking player?
It was until he dropped this tower here. Also, hello Jorgen, welcome.
Hello everyone in chat. Yeah, it's a...
And there's the GG. Castle goes up.
Yeah.
And again, like, I'm just gonna rewind it just to show you exactly the point where I thought the mistake happened for Resbou here. Because I can tell you exactly where the game went bad. So here,
oh yeah,
Resbou has 467 stone. He moved his villagers from stone. He had 9 villagers on stone. to wood, and he didn't have gold because all his gold is on this side here. In my opinion, would have been get an extra 200 gold. You have a market up. If you need to buy it, buy some stone. Get the extra stone. Do whatever. Destroy these 4 palisades and drop a castle here.
Yep.
Because that would have saved all of this for you. And Resbou drops a tower here and spends 100 of his stone, and now the castle is out of reach.
Yep. Yeah, and you would have done it before Respo gets up, and you're already killing him in water. Not a bad strat.
And the situation here, you're playing Lithuanians. The Vikings, the Viking infantry unit in Imperial Age gets a +5 bonus attack to cavalry, which basically turns the Lithuanians into peanuts.
Yep.
So I think the play here for Resbou would have been drop the castle and start spamming Vikings. Get your territory back, keep pressuring on land with the Vikings, and then slowly take back water as you're doing with the longships here. And inevitably, you get to the point where you'll have enough resources and be able to reboom and just mass Vikings.
It would have cleared the whole forward if that castle had gone up.
Yeah, but as you can see, then Chpstx had the same idea, dropping a castle of his own, and kind of completely denying that resource.
But again, this was kind of played perfectly by Chpstx. Unfortunately, Respo could have turned the game so completely again. That would have been a horrible slap in the face for Chpstx if that castle had been placed correctly from the Vikings.
Yeah, that would have been a game changer. Because Resbou, I have to say it, Resbou played it well for the most part because he did defend well against the initial drush. He defended well against the towers. He moved resources around. He denied 2 towers on this wood line, so he still had wood incoming and the stone. So he was doing well up until that tower went up, unfortunately.
But again, look at Chopstick's pressure. He's there on both sides. Oh,
Yeah.
this is bad. I'm so happy I'm not Respo.
But I have to say, this tower from Resbou was perfect because it completely denied the only entrance on this side, and and it's on a hill, so it did put pressure on Chpstx to be forced to focus on this side more, rather than try and keep pushing on this side. As you can see, like, he did drop this tower just to deny the lumber camp because this tower was going down regardless. So I think overall Resbou was playing this well. He even actually started to take back water. He was dealing some damage to fishing ships and fishing eco. He had 2 longships that destroyed all of Chpstx's fire galleys. So he was slowly pushing back.
Yep.
It was a great attempt regardless.
Also, to be fair, with that castle up, with control over water, Respo could have taken the gold on the middle island.
Exactly.
Taking the game then for Chopsticks would probably have taken the game, but it would have been very interesting.
It would have been a lot longer and more difficult. So here we go. This is game 3, which will be Pacific Islands.
Ooh.
And we have Goths, Burmese, and Armenians for Resbou, Sicilians, Ethiopians, and Chinese for Chpstx. So let me go ahead and quickly open game 3. While that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and share Capture Age with you.
Thank you.
Oh.
It's going to be in sync. This is scary.
And I'm going to go ahead and switch over
Here we go.
Capture Age, and let's have a look here. What the players have. We have Chpstx playing the Sicilians, Resbou playing the Armenians.
The Armenians are so good on water. They get every Roman water tech. They also have the best demolition rafts in the game. Sicilians gets more transport ship capacity, so that's good for the ferry service.
Yeah, they start off the same. So both players do start off with a transport ship. is for Pacific Islands. Also, look at this for Resbou here. The fish in the back. You can safely dock this and fish boom to heart's content.
Well, it's barely enough food for one dock for fishing ships, though.
Yeah, but you just switch to fishing trap.
Yeah,
The traps
yeah.
afterwards. You don't need too much. You just need maybe like 5 fishing ships in the back here, and
Yep.
focus your main army here, so you don't lose eco. But this is safe eco, no matter what happens, even if you
Yep.
do lose water.
Can we see if he Yeah, he scouted that too. Nice. Yep. I hope he remembers that
Yeah,
option.
because there's that closed off. That should be closed off. He should be seeing it soon. He's not scouting with the transport ship, which is unfortunate. I would have loved to see Resbou scout with the transport ship as well. Try and get a better understanding of what the map looks like. Also, can we appreciate how symmetrical the main islands are
Yep. Yep.
on this map? That
But
is
then,
impressive.
but the northern island is always bigger, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's very yin yang.
Yep.
But still, plenty of resources on both islands. So yeah, you would say like you want the northern island more, but like even if you with the bottom one, like the southern island, you should be perfectly fine. Again, also these smaller islands with a lot of wood on them are still viable for resources if you need, because this is still buildable terrain, especially if you're playing Armenians who have a mule cart.
I think we have seen 1 or 2 docks on those wood islands, but I never seen wood taken from them.
I have seen wood taken from these islands once. I have seen docks on these islands twice.
Yep.
So far. However, I will have to say I have never seen it in silver or bronze. I have only seen it in gold or platinum league so far.
Let's see. I hope we can see some change here for Respo, but the idle time is already a real problem.
Yeah, and here we go. Both players going for a dock here now. And that 8 villagers on the wood line there for Chpstx. Slight eco lead as well.
Yep. Sicilians. This Respo just seems to have a slightly bad day, to be honest. It's those little things like the idle time.
So I will have to say this preemptively. So after Resbou played Chpstx, he messaged me and he's like, "Hey, let's play our set now." So I went in playing Resbou just after he finished this set with Chpstx.
Wow.
And not just that, after Resbou played his set with me, he then messaged the replacement for Scratch, Burgoman, and he was like, "Hey, let's play our set now." So Resbou, the madman that he is, played all 3 sets in 5 hours.
Wow, I've never heard about anyone doing that before. That sounds like high stress.
He played it on one Saturday night. He played Chpstx first, he then played me, and then he played Borgoman after me.
Wow. Madman.
That was, and to be honest, I knew he was gonna play me because we did like plan it beforehand. It was a Saturday night. We did plan it beforehand, and I was like, "Hey, like, I can do it, but it will be like midnight for me." But I told him like, "Hey, if you finish your game with Chpstx earlier, let me know. I'll probably be free." Yeah, it was last Saturday, Kev. 2 days ago. These games were played 2 days ago. And I was like, okay, sure. So as soon as he finished the set with Chpstx, was I think they started at, correct me if I'm wrong, Chpstx, they started at like 8 p.m. It was like 19 or 20 GMT, I can't remember exactly. And then our set was planned for midnight. So it's around like 10 p.m. he messaged me. He's like, "Oh, I'm done with my set with Chpstx." Yeah, it was 9 p.m. He's like, "Oh, I'm done with my set with Chpstx. Like we can play now." I was like, sure. And then I think I went to bed afterwards. I woke up in the morning and I saw in the group channel Resbou had asked Burger Man to play him like an hour after he finished my set. Which, again, I have to give props to Resbou. Insane move on his part, but mad respect for going for it.
It sounds so hard. You did not take that back eco, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if that comes into play later, but we now go for 2 docks or bow players, neither player on the way up to Feudal Age, and look at Chpstx. 10 villagers forward. And in the transport ships.
Oh, this is so Chpstx.
The scout is
Yikes.
already here. He's already he's been here for a while.
Unfortunately, I have seen Chpstx do this to people before. It's very unpleasant.
And here we go. Chpstx will lose his scout, but will that be enough for Resbou to think, oh, something's coming? And there are the villagers. They just made land.
Oh,
Resbou is going up to Feudal. And
this
will
scares
we
me.
see the douche?
Yes.
The
Sicilians
Sicilian
is one of the
douche.
3 civs you can do it.
And look at the map. TC goes down. TC goes up. Let's go. Delaying. There it is. There's the TC. And will Resbou fare any better in stopping this than I did? And Resbou now going for Vil fighting.
Again, I lost to this today. You have to remember not to repair. It's so hard. Sicilians are so good at this, unfortunately. And it's 10 villagers shooting.
Oof. That is 5 eco kills there. Unfortunate. But there we go. TC is up. And you now see Stone. So, what would you do here in this situation?
Just ignore him, to be honest. Keep making villagers as long as possible.
In hindsight here, during it while it's happening, it's not easy to figure out what you have to do.
No, of course not.
It's very
I
stressful.
lost to this today. I'm not saying that this is easy.
And this is
It's
what
not.
happened. What happened to me against Chpstx when Chpstx douched me on Socotra, is I completely messed up my build, and I didn't get my rams out as decumens fast enough.
Yep.
So in this situation for Resbou, you're playing the Armenians. You're already up in Feudal Age, which is fine. You're in a good position. Don't idle. Keep pumping villagers. Keep making units. And since food is going to be your biggest problem when you're doing a situation like this, because this TC will deny farms. So the easiest thing to do in this situation, in my opinion, would be either to go on stone and wood, drop some towers, and to try and slowly take down villagers and deny location.
Yeah, but look at Chpstx.
Yeah, he's dropping
He hasn't garnisoned a single villager.
Yeah.
Now he's doing a much more classic Sicilian dojon strat.
How go the games? The games are on fire, Benny. To say the least. Resbou's on my island. Very Sicilian of you. Okay, so interesting, he drops an archery range. Archery range is not the worst option for Resbou. But he's also getting man-at-arms, and look at Resbou. He sent villagers on Chpstx's island, dropped the barracks. He's going man-at-arms. So this is very smart. This is actually perfect. Because how do you deny a Sicilian rush like this?
You starve them.
You starve them. You deny their main eco. This is undefended. There's nothing you can do to protect this. Getting 5 man-at-arms or longswords here for the Armenians, which you can get longswordsmen in Feudal Age, which is even better because you're playing Armenians. Get 5 longswordsmen out and just start taking down villagers. And as for here, this is ignore the villagers, focus the donjons, take them down. Even if you're using your villagers, ignore the villagers. pepper the donjons, keep producing those. Try to ensure that you still have water eco or food eco coming in. And if that's the case, if you are in a position where you're like, okay, I'm losing this island, grab your transport ship,
Migrate.
grab
Yep.
your villagers, ensure you have enough stone and wood to drop a TC, go somewhere else, and drop a TC and start rebuilding.
Yep. Unfortunately, we can see that Chpstx has had more luck than normal in keeping this going.
Yeah. So there was one way I did this against the Persians, because the Persians' TC, since it has more health, it's harder to take down the Sicilian TC. A Sicilian TC, if you garrison and still shoot it down, you can manage to do that, but because the Persian TC has more health, the best thing to do in that case is to literally ignore it.
Yep.
Get the stone, get enough wood, move your villagers preemptively, and once they're in a good spot somewhere else on the map, delete your TC and make a new one.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen here.
No, unfortunately not. And as you can see, Resbou doing what I would say
Everyone does.
the classic mistake against the douche, where you try to repair the TC. It's a
Yep.
waste of resources. It's never gonna work, and you're idling your ego.
But again, we're human. We all
Exactly.
make mistakes.
But look at Resbou now, doing damage. Look at these long swordsmen getting kills here. Look at all this eco going down. This is a good play from Resbou.
Yep.
Because this slows down this.
A lot. But there you go. Did he get any villages off the island?
He has 2 villagers on Chpstx's island. To my knowledge, they're there. They're getting stone. Unfortunately, he doesn't have wood to drop another TC, so he's limited to 15 villagers. 15 eco, sorry, which are mostly fishing ships.
Yep.
And there's the GGs, and Chpstx will take game 3.
Oh.
Um,
Well, defending against that is close to hopeless. I've never seen this done on this map before, though.
just for us to respond, I think there are multiple ways you can deal with it, Benny. I think that I've never tried it like that. I've never tried the 10 and the TC, 3 repairing and 9 on wood just to keep the eco going. I've never done that. However, it is something to consider. But again, Chpstx, very aggressive. He did this to me on Scotra. It's so difficult to deal with it. So difficult to deal with it. So again, I give Resbou all the props here for actually being able to send villagers in the back, drop the barracks, get the longswords, and actually do some eco damage in Chpstx's main base. Because realistically, Resbou still got 14 eco kills.
But Benny, have you done this we are getting some feedback here on how to do this, but Benny, have you done this on water maps? I think the food eco from fishing ships makes it slightly different.
Yeah, I think having food eco on fishing ships, it makes it actually easier to defend it than it does if you were on land. Because this TC would automatically deny 4 or 5 farms as soon as it goes down.
Yep.
So I think having fishing ships, which I think here Resbou did actually well, he still made fishing ships on the dock here. So he's slowly taking fish from Chpstx as well, albeit not too much because this is Pacific Islands, so there's not actually a lot of fish on the map, but just enough to keep his eco going.
Yep. Benny has TC dropped every map there is.
I'm sure. So we're gonna go ahead. That was our first set. Chpstx, congratulations on your victory. Resbou, nicely played. Well done. Congrats on the massive attempts to try and keep these games going. Playing against Chpstx is never easy in any way, shape, or form.
No.
And I can officially say that from experience.
Yep.
Because I've played him, and it was not fun. I mean, no, okay.
I played him. It was not fun.
I'll take it back. it was probably some of the most fun I've had playing this game. I think this is my stance on this game. Meta is boring. So
And there
whenever I
is
get to play Chopsticks or somebody similar to Chopsticks with these crazy strats and stuff of the like this, it just makes the game more fun.